Hello boys and girls, my name is Espen and I've just finished filming the Zorro footage for my Zorro video, so hope you enjoy it. I'm quite pleased with myself, so I've done as good as I can, so I hope you'll learn something. I hope you'll enjoy it. Cheers. Beginning with the good reasons as to why Zorro has a bad reputation. First off, if you try and fail, you do look a bit silly. There's no arguing that. And if you try and fail while a teammate is wide open, who you could have passed to, then you actually are an actual idiot. Okay? There's no arguing these 2 points here. They are indisputable. Thirdly, if you try and succeed, your opponents they won't like you. Okay? Now, I know this might not matter to some of you, but it's still something worth considering. And I know for a fact that I bloody hate it when some guy Zorro's in a goal against my team. It's the worst. Fourthly, if you try it too often and you constantly seek out the Zorro, then certainly good teams and good players will neutralize you, and this will affect the performance of your entire team. And I also refer back to the first 2 reasons. And finally, there's the early Zorro skill videos on YouTube. I mean, look at this. Admittedly, there's some utterly ridiculous skill and control being demonstrated here. You have to respect that, but this is ultimately useless and comes across as 100% for show. Also, the music was usually some sort of crazy techno like this, so that didn't really help the impression either. Now for the dumb reasons for why Zorro has an unfairly sketchy reputation. Admittedly not as numerous, but I think they do balance things out a bit. There are 2 claims that personally I've heard relating to Zorro. The first one is that you can't shoot with a Zorro tip, which simply isn't true. All it requires is a slight adjustment in your technique. Daniel Jonsson, a professional Zorro player, can do it, as you can see here. I myself, I'm not too shabby either, I don't think. So allow me to call this myth busted. Secondly, there are claims that Zorro is useless. I don't think this is true at all. I think this stems from, firstly, haters who probably can't get past the that crazy techno era that we've lived through. It could also be people who don't have the patience to, or don't have the inclination to learn how to Zorro, which is, that's fair enough. But to claim that it's useless is demonstrably not true, as you shall see later on in this video. But before I unveil all the secrets, or at least the beginning secrets of Zorro, I need to come with a disclaimer, because I do not want to be held responsible for a new techno era of Zorro, okay? A new dark age. I don't want that. So this disclaimer is designed so that those of you who learn Zorro from me in this video here, you do it with the best intentions possible. I'm telling you this with the best of intentions. And you must follow these rules. Otherwise I can't be held responsible for what sort of flack you receive and what sort of idiotic things you decide to do with your Zorro skills, okay? So Espen's 5 golden rules of Zorro, they are as follows. Number 1, master the technique alone first, then in training, before attempting it in a match situation. Otherwise you will look silly, and you'll feel silly as well. Number 2, don't make it too obvious that you know how to Zorro. If you think about it, if you have the element of surprise on your side, you can use it to your advantage. Just think about that for a moment. Rule number 3, never neglect your teammates. And for this I'd like to refer back to the rules 1, 2 and 4 reasons as to why Zorro has a bad reputation. Don't propagate this reputation, okay? We need to make this a positive thing, so don't neglect your teammates. Number 4, if you try a Zorro move and fail, your number 1 priority, not 2, but 1 priority, is to recover the ball, okay? Bust your ass and try to recover the ball. The last thing you want to happen is for your opponent to go on a counter-attack and then score a goal, thus further damaging Zorro's reputation. And finally, number 5, if the referee says you handled the ball above knee height and awards the ball to your opponents, then you shall accept his or her decision with grace, with no drama or sarcasm whatsoever. If you follow these 5 rules, you have my blessing. You may go out and learn the Zorro, do the Zorro, enjoy the Zorro. It's a magical, magical feeling. And anyone who manages to pull it off thoroughly deserves that glorious feeling that comes inside from pulling it off. Okay? Follow my rules and enjoy yourself. Okay, here we go. You can explore the Zorro technique by using a flat blade. Start off by slowly moving the ball in a semicircle across your body while rotating your stick so the ball doesn't escape. Increase the speed as you gain confidence. This follows the principles of centrifugal, or to be more precise, centripetal force. The blade exerts a centripetal force on the ball as it rotates around the semicircle. Now, the cradle that we shaped earlier makes it easier to control this force, also allowing us to lift the ball off the ground. If at any point the ball falls out of the cradle, adding more depth or hook in this area of the blade will make it easier to avoid this from happening. The best Zorro cradle is one where you don't feel the ball moving inside it at all. So how can we make functional use of this technique? Yes, you can do the show-stopping wrap it around the back of the goal and into the net trick, but honestly, this situation doesn't occur too often, and you don't often have enough space to do it either. But what does happen more often is a free hit situation, which we will take a look at now. Look at this! There's a wall full of players in the way. Get a teammate to give the ball a cheeky little poke, and then simply wrap the ball around the wall and into the goal. Easy peasy. You can also, once your opponents catch on to this, you can do it both ways. So you fake the first way and then in the other side. For maximum satisfaction, do it like this.
Oh, yes!
Now, it wouldn't be right of me to make a Zorro tutorial video without taking you through the Showstopper Technique. This is a move that can work at high speed, you know, bombing down the wing and then just running round the goal for whatever reason. And it can also work when you're already standing behind the goal. So let's take a look at the Showstopper here. Zorro the ball once across your body, then bring it back and continue the motion around the other way, which will allow you to wrap the ball into the goal. Do make sure to hit the post. This does ensure a greater chance of the ball going in. Take care not to handle the ball above knee height though, which can occur through stretching too much in order to get the ball all the way around. Avoid this by not beginning the move too early. As you can see here, I handled it too high. Similar to the free hit scenario, you can take this move and go straight for the first post instead. And you can also do a double fake like this. Additionally, it's possible to start from the opposite side, fake a pass, and then pivot 270 degrees around with your back to the goal. Did you get all that? Go over it again and again and again and revise for your big exam, whenever that is. Normally, I'd also show you some penalty action, but I'm saving that for 2 reasons. 1, this video is long enough already, and 2, I missed a penalty in a match 3 days ago, and I don't want to talk about it. Today's language is Russian. Spasibo. Thank you. Goodbye.